Listen, Black Power, welcome to another edition of BABATV Every Time Fire. And it's my very humble privilege to be in the company of this mighty captain right here. You know, the Isupk give thanks to the Almighty and General Yohana for making such great soldiers and captains. This captain right here of Washington, D.C., Captain Mashak Mayim. Brother, can you just first tell the people how long you've been a captain in the Isupk and what's the number of soldiers that you're over, sir?
Shalom. My name is Captain Mashak, Priest and Captain Mashak Mayim. Yabashim Shabakatham to all the brothers, Yashim Malatabashim Yashai, to all the sisters. Of course, you know, big up to the Most High in Christ, our King who we follow, and Commanding General Yohana, who is in charge of our school, who follows Christ and taught us everything we know. And, you know, big up Baba too. Baba been pushing, always covering good stuff, coming down, supporting us. You know what I mean? I've been in truth for a while. I remember, probably around 10 years, a little bit over 10 years. Probably been a captain for a few years. It's been more than 2. I ain't want to lie and say 3 or 4. It's been more. It could be 3 or 4. I can't really recall. But you know, the better question is how long I've been asleep in America. That's the better question. And I want to say America. I'm from Trinidad, but it's still America. You get the point? And being awoken to the truth is a blessing. But looking back and seeing how much of my life was wasted, it's worse. You get the point? And that gives you the drive to keep going and running over. You get the point? As far as the amount of people I'm over, count the amount of people in the nation of Israel. All blacks, all Hispanics, all Native Indians. That's my responsibility. That's who Commander General Yohana told me go out and wake up. That's who Christ said go wake up. So you want to count, you put a number to that, count them. That won't get you a number, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir, Captain. I understand that the Isupk does a lot of necessary and great work for the community, such as food giveaways, GED programs, etc. For the viewers or those interested in getting their GED, how would they go about attending that program?
That's correct. The UPK, we do a whole ton of what you would call, most people would call community service, right? We utilize what's a government license, which is called a 501c3, which gives us the license to openly collect funds and donations and use those funds and donations for whatever we deem fit to help our demographic of people. All right, and that's what we use to have the food drives. We have a ton of food drives, not even locally. We have food drives coming out of the United Kingdom. We have food drives in the Caribbean islands, in Nicaragua, where we feed people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, who would otherwise have to depend on Donald Trump. You get the point? The GED programs has been part of the UPK forever. And we've really aligned that with the prison program. Captain Isupk out in New York, he runs the prison program. And of course, if you have people who are incarcerated and they want to get their GED, all you do is just email Isupk PD, Isupk Prison Department @gmail, shoot them your information, and Isupk gonna get on to you. Now, if you're outside and you want to get help, you can get that help. Just contact the Isupk in whatever city or state you're in. Any city or state you're in, just look it up. Isupk wherever, you know, California, Isupk Michigan, Isupk New York, wherever you are, whatever country you're in, just put an Isupk on the country. The information gonna come up. And if you need it, contact the school. They're gonna put you through to the right people, because we Commanding General Yohana, through the Spirit of Christ, has been able to steal back what the white man has took from us, which is the so-called great of us. All the doctors, the lawyers, the ball players, the professionals that would go up in the white man's society and serve them. We have managed to steal some of them back, and we have them within our ranks. We have doctors, psychologists, counselors, college professors, master engineers. So if you're trying to get your education up, this is the place to come to. But of course, that education could only make you a viable slave in this society. You'll serve your people. The real education, the real GED is the knowledge of the Bible. Understanding your lineage, your history, your heritage, the laws you must obey in order for the Lord to come back and burn this kingdom down. That's what's keeping us back. Not lack of education, lack of funding, but the lack of knowledge of knowing how to follow your father, knowing how to obey your father. Most of our homes are fatherless, so we don't have the concept of God being our father, as somebody who we have to obey and please, and he will punish us if we disobey him, and he will bless us if we do obey him. We don't have that concept, so there's a lot of doubt regarding obedience to your father. So if you really want some real knowledge, the GEDs and the, all those things are good, but brother, without the truth, without the knowledge of that Bible, which we teach in the Isupk, you'll be like Kanye West. You'll be, licking Donald Trump's ass on national TV and be a doctor, like Ben Carson.
Captain, what is your take on the current state of all the so-called beef and going back and forth on YouTube?
In here, we ain't fighting. You're not seeing, DC making tapes about New York, New York making tapes about California. In here, we ain't fighting. You understand? In here, we have brotherhood, we have protocol, we have laws to follow. In here, our emotions are in check, which really leads to most conflicts. Conflicts typically happen because of some type of offense, and your emotions get involved, and of course you make 1,000 videotapes about whatever, I don't know. But if they ain't beefing about stopping the next black man from sinning against the Lord, then what is they really fighting about or over? If the beef is not about stopping the next dude from putting a blunt in his mouth, or the next sister from going on the strip pole, or the next woman from going to get an abortion, or the next brother from marrying some white woman or some African, if that's not the beef, then what is you really fighting over? With those brothers, I know Sarnetta, I'm familiar with the brother Poppy, I forget his name. I always try to remember his name, his full name, instead of calling him Poppy all the time. But I remember Tazariak interviewed him with what he went through. And, okay, they have the disagreement now, and disagreements must come. You get the point? This is the problem with that situation. Having a disagreement is not an issue. And if I could you put on your phone Deuteronomy 1:16 with Moses? Like, disagreements is not an issue. Brothers have disagreements all the time. In here, we have disagreements. It's just when it comes times for camp and class and shit, we flip the switch. We will settle that stuff after. Now, this is the problem. When Finkelstein is beefing with, McGillary somewhere in West Montana, they have some city council to go hear why, his fence is 2 feet over on his land, or why his children is playing in his land. We can't take that beef, that disagreement they have, to any court in America and get true justice. The reason why this thing is going on and on and on is because our people don't have a place to get true righteous justice from righteous men. Those brothers, along with the rest of the nation, need to come into the Isupk, where we have righteous judgment, where we have righteous men. If I could just refer to the Bible for a quick second. We come closer here. This is Officer Thamayam, officer in DC. This is a strong, solid brother. This is a Levite brother from Haiti. Speak all that patois. This brother here, I could depend on him as a young man, and he's solid in the truth. If you could just tell him where you are.
Deuteronomy 1:16. And charge your judges. Deuteronomy 1:14. And ye answered me and said, the things which thou hast spoken is good for us to do. Salakia. Verse 15. For I took the chief of your tribes, wise men, and known, and made them heads over you.
Right. What happened is, when we left Egypt, the nation was in disarray because we had the mentality of Egypt. Just like if we leave America now, Kanye West licking Donald Trump ass, some of us building schools here, you have different sections. But we out of America, we gonna have disputes. And that happened to Moses out of Egypt in the wilderness. So Moses took wise men from each tribe, men of renown, men of respect, and this is what he did with them.
Captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50.
Moses set up officers from those tribes, captains, officers, troopers, to deal with the people's problems, and that's the tradition of UPK. That's why we have generals and captains and officers. We doing what Moses did. Go ahead.
And captains over tens, and officers and young tribes, of your tribes. Verse 16. And I charge your judges.
And I what?
Charge your judges.
And I what?
Charge your judges.
That's what Moses did. Moses charged those men that he put over Israel to do what?
At that time, saying, hear the curses between your brethren. So I can hear the causes between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother.
Judge how?
Righteously.
Judge how?
Righteously. Between every man.
Between who?
Every man and his brother. And his brother. And his brother. And his brother.
Whoever else. The reason why it's perpetuating and snowballing is because there's nothing in place for blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians. There's no justice system for us. The Chinese don't go to court and deal with the white man court. They got the Chinese Association. So do the Ethiopians. So do the Italians. That Chinese cop that killed Akai Gurley in the New York hallway. The Chinese Association got up, and all the Asians in New York got up and pleaded with the Asian judge, and that Asian judge dealt righteously with his people. It wasn't righteous for us, but he dealt righteously with his brothers. Moses set up something for us to deal righteously with our brothers, and that's what we need to do. Keep reading.
And the stranger that is with him, ye shall not respect persons in judgment.
Shall what?
Not respect persons in judgment.
That's it. You shall not respect persons in judgment. And that's what happens in the ISUPK. No matter how high your rank is or how low your rank is, no matter how much money you have or how much money you don't have, right is right and wrong is wrong. And all the problems and the encumbrances of Israel needs to come before Commanding General Yohana and his generals and his captains and his officers. That problem would have been solved in 2 weeks had they been in the ISUPK. And any other problem we have in the nation, child support will be solved in the ISUPK. Separations will be solved in the ISUPK. Land disputes, money disputes will be solved in the ISUPK, because the knowledge in here is the greatest knowledge on the earth, and it's the only source of righteousness. If those brothers really want to work it out, they'd call Tizariak and ask him to judge the matter, and he will judge it rightly.
Thank you very much, Captain. I don't have any more questions. If you just have any closing remarks for the people of BABATV, for our people.
No sweat, no sweat. Big up BABATV, man. But listen, I got introduced to Baba through Azanaya, Captain Azanaya out there in Syracuse. From the day one, when I first heard about the brother been covering everything black. And one thing I could always say, like I always tell Captain Tazariak, the conscious community I don't really mess with too much, because to me it's like a black Christian church. It's just Christianity, just black. Alright, it's just the same nonsense, just black. But there are few brothers who I could look at and respect, because even out of the black, the conscious community, there's some brothers who really about black people. Then there's some brothers who about puffing themselves up with the knowledge of Africa, or how much things they could read, or different books or whatever. But there's some brothers who I could listen to and be like, this brother really cares about his people. Baba been always one of those men. I want to say salute to you, Baba, for always pushing and standing on behalf of blacks, Hispanics and Native Indians, and never ever, you know, mixing us in with anybody else. Now, as far as everybody else goes, the ISUPK is the home of the truth. It's always been the home of the truth. It'll always be the home of the truth. If you really care about black people, if you really care about Hispanics and Native Indians, you're going to find one of Commander General Yohana's soldiers and come in here and fix your life and learn how to fix other people's lives. With that, I'm going to say shalom.
Do you understand why we speak against white people? But do you understand why? Why? Why are we speaking against the white man? But why do you think? Why? You tell me why. Huh? Your mother is black.
your father is white. And you met your father? So you met your father, and your father is a white man. And on his side, his parents are also white. But then you white. You sure your father is white? Because, okay, this is why I'm asking. Because I know at one time, especially the era you come from, it was popular for parents to tell their children,
that's right,
your daddy was white, or your granddaddy was white.
That's right.
Because nobody wants to be a nigga. Nobody don't want to be black. You get the point? It was popular. So, but if you say you met the devil and you know he's your father, then I can't help you. But usually people who come up and say that, they say nah, they just showed me a picture. I never really met him, and they're really not like that. Say that again? So what does that make Kanye West? Well, listen, out of a white woman's mouth, she's telling you that Kanye West is a sellout. But you understand, it goes by the seed of your father. It has nothing to do with your mother. Right? You might want to go ask your mother the truth. You might want to go ask your mother the truth. Maybe your father, maybe your real father hurt her, and she pull a Serena Williams before Serena Williams and tell you your daddy is Tom Cruise. I don't know. I ain't sure your daddy is Tom Cruise. You understand? You ain't got the spirit. You ain't got the spirit of a full devil. I don't know. She ain't got the spirit of a full devil. That's mama right there. That's sister Yvette or Shirley or something like that. That ain't, you know, give me a good white name. I don't know. That ain't Lizzie. That ain't Susie. Your daddy white, and I'm sure your name ain't Susie. I'm sure about it. I'm sure your name ain't Karen with a Y. I'm sure about that. I'm sure about that. You got the spirit of a sister. You might want to go ask your mom. You might want to go say, Mom, hey Mom, tell me the truth. But tell me about my history then. Tell me about my history. How you figure that? How you figure that? How you figure that? You a straight up and down nigga. You a straight up and down nigga. You listen. No, I ain't saying that to disrespect you. It's a compliment. You missing the point. You came back there because your spirit, you ain't got no white woman spirit. Ain't no white woman sign up here acting with me. You might just, listen, go ask your mommy to tell you the truth. Sit with her and listen, sit with her. Pull the pictures up. Look at your siblings, see if you look like them. Don't tell me nothing about your father white. Go tell your mother she lying, man. Go tell your mother she lying. Go tell her she lying. Go tell her she lying, man. You listen. Why am I covered up? What do you mean covered up? I understand that. I understand. To you it looked like clown clothes. But you would put fake horse hair on and walk around town trying to act like a white woman. These is clown clothes, but you telling me your daddy white. What the hell? You is Mrs. Kanye West? You got a white daddy? Huh? You that destroyed? You want to love a white man so goddamn much? Huh, woman? That's what Christianity does to you.
That's right.
That's what Christianity does to you.
That's right.
Listen, she old as could be, 60-something, probably knocking on 70, talking about my daddy is a white man. Where? How, swear? How? How is your daddy a white man? You don't understand this Bible. You are what your father is. And a cat don't make a dog. If it bark, when it go into the womb, it gonna come out barking. You's a nigger. Just like me. And we got the same oppressor. Go tell your mommy, tell you the truth. Stop lying to you, telling you that your father is a white man. You walking around here proud as can be, and she proud as can be. She low-key thinks she better than everybody else with black skin. Talking about my daddy is white. Your daddy ain't no goddamn white. Your daddy last name might be white. Might be Marvin White, Sylvester White, Johnson White.
But hearing a white man, I can guarantee you that. Go tell your mother stop lying.